Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I am joined with the homies. We got Davon over there.
Give me your banana.
No. We have Leon over there.
Hi, no, you're too obsessed with that right now. Holy shit.
I just ate a banana.
And then thus you thought about nonstop. You know what? That makes sense.
It sadly does, yes.
We also have to watch the new episode, Davon, because apparently the 4th episode dropped. I think
I watched that. Yes, I did.
I need to watch that.
It's peak.
It's peak.
I heard.
Mm-hmm. Watch that soon enough, Monty Brown.
Yeah. We will. All right. So, this is an episode that is taking place before a D&D session we have.
Fuck.
Quote unquote. So, I'm not going to say it's a rush order, but we're going to see what we got.
Hmm?
All right. So, what you guys been up to? How you guys been? What you guys doing stuff? Things of that nature. Explain yourselves.
Leon, would you like to go first?
Do the thing.
Why he's such a
Do the thing. Nothing real much for me.
I swear to God, if you say
work
14.
has been usual. Life hasn't really much been different. Although I did try out a new fun recipe.
Okay.
I made a butternut curry squash soup.
I have had
So
that
that's
before. Not his though.
Butternut squash.
That shit's good.
Yeah. Butternut squash curry soup. Well, curry. Yeah, something like that. Curry has some curry powder inside there. I used some cinnamon, a little bit of brown sugar.
Apparently, butternut squash can be used for everything, is what I found out.
Basically, yeah. It's one of the king fruits, or at least prince fruits, I should say.
What?
Not fruits, vegetables.
I was about to say, is it fruit?
I'm thinking of the fucking jackfruit. Sorry.
The jackfruit
But
is a
as I
French
was
fruit?
saying, yeah, jackfruit. It's one of the kings of the fruits. Durian or jackfruit, if I remember correctly,
Why
can
is
be used for like
durian
anything.
can be
Essentially,
used
it
for
can be
anything?
used
I thought
for
durian
meat.
stinks and has a very pungent taste.
They can. Then it's a jackfruit. Yeah, it's a jackfruit. Then jackfruit's known as the king of fruits because you can use it. You can use the flesh for meat, meat substitute. You can use it for normal fruits if you let it ripen a bit more. Salad, so on and so forth. And the husk itself is used for other things.
Fair enough.
So you got a lot of options with it. But the stew that I made had the butternut squash roasted for like 45 minutes and then pureed fine completely, and then added coconut milk inside with some curry, cinnamon, brown sugar, and there's something else, salt, pepper, and I think there was like one other ingredient I threw in there too, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But it came out well. Even one of my coworkers, who used to be an executive chef or is a head chef, said that she would serve as like a 8 out of 10 that she'd said. So
Get that secret
Didn't
ingredient.
get
A little
that 10 out
hyped
of
about
10,
that.
But I see you.
so yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna get the 10 out of 10, but you know.
That
He
being
did say that certain things held it back, like how I threw in like some extra stuff and it was so thick. But I knew that part.
Man, it's
I
a
could
curry,
guess that.
bro.
like, a
Is
mile
curry
away.
not supposed to be thick? Or at least a little thick?
Oh no, not as thick as I had it because it was very viscous. Like when you scooped it out, it still stuck inside essentially.
That's fair.
It
Oh
was
my
like
God.
on the sides and such.
So
So I
pull
could
it
have
out
added
with,
in because all I really used was the coconut milk to thin it,
pull up
so
with
it
some
was
extra.
still very, very creamy.
All right.
And if I added in some like stock, chicken stock, vegetable stock,
I'm
something
gonna
like
need
that,
some of that, bro.
it would have loosened it very
you
well.
You should put some of it to the side for me to try.
I'm planning to make more.
Bet. Say less, sir.
I have a butternut squash. I think it needs to ripen a bit more, and once it does that, I'll be making it again.
Say
Although I
less.
probably could have 2 of them personally.
'Cause I want.
Yeah, 2 of them
I'm
sound
always
good.
down for some curry, bro.
That's good to hear.
Need that in my belly.
It's nice and warm, especially this season. It really
is.
helps out.
Tis-
Currying so
For those
long.
that don't know, 'tis is the season for curry. Currently,
Tis is the season.
This is
for
the
curry,
season?
Yes. Almost
Fall
anything hot,
specifically
really.
is like
But
the time for curry.
hot and spicy.
It is. It's
Fall
starting to
and
get cold.
like dead fall and dead winter, but like more so fall feels like the time for curry.
Fall is the best holiday.
I'd say still both.
Yeah.
I understand why, but depending on how the curry is, that is. If the curry just hits you, then yeah, winter. But if it's like kind of like warming and just kind of rises a bit, then yeah, most definitely fall.
But yeah, nah. Fall is definitely the best. You're not wrong.
Mhm.
It's the best one.
It is the most beautiful one, but when I think about it, I look at the like, damn, so many leaves, but these trees are beautiful.
That's a lot of leaves. But it's a
It's a
vibe.
lot of leaves, yes. It's one of the. I'd say fall is like the best visual season, if anything. One of the best visual seasons, aside from spring. Spring is pretty good too.
It's opposite. It's opposed.
It's life.
Nah, spring
You see
pisses
all the
me
flowers
off,
and
man.
everything. What?
Spring pisses me off. The spring doesn't know whether or not it wants to be like summer or winter yet. Fall to me always has that gradual like vibe to it. Where it's like, nah, it's just slowly getting colder, right? Like it's getting there. We're about to hit it, right? It's time to relax into the winter vibes. Spring is like, hey yo, what's up? We gonna rain some days. I was like, okay, that's fine. I guess that makes sense. It's spring. It's like it's gonna be kind of cold. All right, it's kind of cold. I guess we should. No, tomorrow it's hot.
And then
Tomorrow's
bam, yeah,
Just-
the
tomorrow's
sun,
hot.
the sun attacks.
Okay, I guess we're vibing with that. No, tomorrow, dead cold. Might as well snow.
And then it rains
like-
the next day.
And then it rains the next day.
Yeah, that's also true. Although I do feel like North Carolina is just very bipolar too.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
But,
I got it all.
But that's just spring. Spring is like that. It's just like, nah.
So much rain.
I don't feel it's been a while, but for me when in Maryland, I didn't really have that bipolarness. It was constant for me at least.
Spring
Though that was when I
specifically
was like
bipolar.
9 years old, so it's been quite a while.
North,
So-
North Carolina special.
I think so.
No, it is. But spring specifically is. But no, because they've all stirred up in New York right now. And he was like, yeah.
What's it called? It gets really cold in New York. Like,
Yeah, exactly,
extreme weather, extreme hotness. Jesus.
And you have the different polars. North Carolina's like in that middle part, like weird upper middle. Part,
Random.
if anything. Not North Carolina. Maryland. Jesus.
True. That is different. But nah, man. But what else you've been playing? What you've been reading? I know you've been reading something.
Oh yes, I have been reading something, but right now,
If you-
Sonic Shadow Generations.
Okay, I was
You
about
want to make
say.
sure to say that first.
I was gonna be like, yo, if you say 14, I'ma slide you.
No. No. That's not yet.
But he knows
But,
what's up.
Yes. I did not do the digital edition. I got the physical edition. And so I had to wait until the 25th to play the game and such.
Bugging.
I am what? you got digital?
Yeah, nah, I got that shit early.
That's crazy.
I understand. I wanted to do that, but then I looked at my offers essentially, and I got that cool case, the reverse backing, and the book. I actually got to have the book and everything
Yeah,
too.
no, that's the only thing I messed up on is I didn't get the book. But
Yeah.
I looked at my offers too and was like, I get to play,
get to play the game
like
early.
right now, because I was like, I can play it right now. And then either way, as long as I pre-order it, I'm like, hey, you can get the old Sonic skin, right? The one from the Adventure series.
Oh,
It's
give me
right there.
pre-order stuff.
I was
Damn.
like, damn, I gotta get that. And they was like, oh, you want this Taro skin? I'm like, not really, but I'll take it. That's extra.
Well, that's deluxe edition, so I didn't care about that. I'm like, all right, I can purchase that to the side.
yeah, I did that.
Physical edition makes more sense in my opinion.
I didn't want the Taro
I got the
skin, but I
code too.
took
It didn't work yet. I'm gonna try it out again. But
Taro
if
skin.
not, I'm gonna have to contact who the fuck gives me this shit.
They gave me the art book, and apparently, if you get it on PlayStation specifically, you got the extended version of that Dark Beginning stuff they were showing. Those trailers were fire. I don't know if we talked about.
Oh,
it.
they were fantastic.
Those-
Holy hell. We need an anime. We
Awesome.
need an anime. We need another anime, Sonic X2 or something different, just in that style. In any of the styles that they recently came out with for Frontiers and this one.
Oh, dude, I would
do
love
it.
an animated series that was like not even because Frontiers would be kind of sick. I would love an animated series in the style that they did for like the Mania shorts.
Oh, that too. That would be
Because
fantastic as well.
I really like CD Toei look Sonic. Like that one's the one that I'm like, can we just get more stuff with like this design specifically? I thought that one was super cool. But I'm not gonna lie, you're not wrong. I want a movie personally. Someone made a wild comment, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of agreed with them on the internet. I don't remember who it is, so I'm not gonna quote them. But they said, yeah. See, now I guess now it's mine. They said that they would take, if they could trade, they would take a full animated movie in the style of the Dark Beginnings for Shadow, and throw away the entire movie Sonic trilogy that exists currently. And I was like, you know, look, I kind of agree with you. And those movies aren't bad, but like I kind of agree.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that if that could happen.
He was like, throw that entire shit in the garbage so I could get this. And I'm like,
what I will say is for defending the Sonic movies is the fact that the Sonic movies is what really brought up Sonic the Hedgehog after its whole downfall of everything else. So
it is kind of what brought it back. What it is it made Sega realize that they're like, oh wait, people actually give a shit about this character. Because like the idea that they were we bullied a big movie company into changing the design of their character because they were going to make a horrible decision.
I have memories of that. I looked at that, I was like, what the fuck is this?
And the crazy part
was when I was working, I saw it. My friend told me, like, have you seen the design? Like, no, I haven't seen the design. It's like, what's this horrendous monstrosity?
What is it?
I don't understand how they got out the books.
They're like, trust. It's the idea that someone at the office was like, trust us. We know movies. You guys know video games. Y'all don't know shit about what we're doing. What we're doing makes sense. And then the entire internet was like, get that shit out of my face. Now, what I will say, though, is that the live action movies, in my opinion, do have a slightly better design for what Sonic should look like than the old stuff. The only reason why I say that is because they don't have the mono eye anymore, and it still looks good, right? I do think that the idea that Sonic just is completely furry, like he just has the quills, he's blue almost completely except for his stomach, is a bit better looking, in my opinion, than the the naked arm thing that he's always had going on for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you just took what he looks like in that and like translated it to like the normal style of what Sonic always kind of like, you know, the drawn art style that looks like, I think it looks better. I think it would just look cooler. Ultimately,
it could work most definitely, but because it's been there so long, they're just gonna keep the original design.
Yeah, but like I would just be
most definitely.
I was like, yeah, no, just put the little, because like they keep what I like is that they kept the design for the mono eye thing. Like it's still technically there, but all they did is just put a natural flesh piece where that should be. And you're kind of like, yeah, it just works. Like it looks like Tails. Like he has like Tails' eyes, but it works for Sonic. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Can we just actually do that to normal Sonic so that we don't actually have to worry about that? Because that is something that always kind of like looks a little weird sometimes. Like,
especially if you like turn to the side, and you see the eye kind of creeping over too much.
Yeah, you're like,
yeah, wait a minute.
Why does it do that? Why do they do that? But like just some things that kind of like, you know, I'm always gonna prefer like the old Sonic shoes or like the ones in Adventure 2.
Adventure 2 slaps.
Because those shoes slap. I would wear those shoes. Apparently they gave them away at the time. Like you could buy them, but I was a baby, so like, how?
Oh no, yeah, if I remember correctly, you could do that, and then they were actually designed for grinding.
For grinding on rails. It's crazy. The soap shoes existed. I don't know how I was supposed to get them as little baby me. Like, I wanted it. It's like no other.
I couldn't even stand up. I couldn't do shit.
How was I supposed to grind on rails with these shoes when I can't
They should have done a future investment when you were like 16, 17, and then given it to you then. Predict your shoe size during that time.
They could have brought it back, but they didn't know. But yeah,
like, you know what? Our son is gonna be a Sonic fan. I just know it. And they buy these shoes for him.
The sad part is I don't actually want to claim myself as a Sonic fan because Sonic fans are crazy. Some crazy things
they are
to make that like comment.
They are
being excited about Sonic, right?
I just stay in my corner.
I was like, are you a Sonic fan? I was like, I love Sonic. Oh, but are you a fan? I said I love Sonic. I didn't say I was a fan. I said I love Sonic. I don't associate with the fan.
That corner, no. This one, maybe.
I stay away from that corner over there. It's like you read some of the comics, right? It was like, yeah, and you played like the video games, right? I played a decent amount. Like, yeah, I played them. And you're not a fan?
You see the anime, right?
You see the anime, right? You grew up on that. Yeah, I was on the TV all the time. I watched it. Sonic X was cool.
So you're a Sonic fan, right?
Sonic fan. Nah.
What do you mean?
I'm sitting here right now talking about how I got the pre-order for the deluxe edition. So you're a Sonic fan, right? Nah.
Nah.
I got a little statuette that existed when like Mania came out. I got the collector's edition for that. It's sitting in my living room right now. It's right there. It's cool.
You like
as
him a
shit.
little bit.
I like him a little bit.
So you're a Sonic fan then? That has to be Sonic fan worthy.
Nah. I'm associated with them.
It doesn't make any sense. But no. Pop that thing in once I got it, and God, I love it so much.
All right, so here's the question.
I'm also
Where did you
happy
go
the fact
first?
that they gave us standard controls
They did. Where did you go first?
because it's akin to Frontiers, so it made things a lot easier to just meld over.
I mean, yeah, but where did you go to first?
Oh, Shadow Story.
Okay, cool. So we're all the same mind. Because I was like, okay, I already played Generations. I played Generations a bunch. It's one of my favorite Sonic games, right? I don't need to play Generations again. I'm gonna play it again because it's right there.
Oh no, absolutely. For me personally, I didn't have a PlayStation 3 or Xbox at the time. I just had the Wii, and they did not ported that over there, so I couldn't play it. And I had the time to try it out on Steam one time, a couple times, but it just never ran how I needed to be, and on the controls didn't feel right to me. And so having it like this, damn, it feels so much better and looks better too. They've done this one justice so far.
So far.
So far.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. What's gotten me about this
Yeah.
game so far, I've enjoyed the entire thing. The shadow stuff is kind of crazy. The only thing my only gripe is that I'm like, damn, we got to deal with Black Doom again. Damn.
Yeah.
Because like, out of all the shadow stuff that's like existed, Black Doom. I'm gonna be honest. Shadow's one of my favorite characters, obviously. Because he's like everyone's favorite character, low key.
Mm-hmm.
But
The Edge.
yeah, he's just big Eddie.
It's the black and red. It's the black and red. That's it.
What gets
That's
me
really what
about
it is.
Shadow more than
And
anything
the
else-
shoes. The shoes really. Oh my god,
be
that
sliding.
fucking detail. I forgot about
He
that.
do be sliding. What gets me the most about Shadow than anything else is that his backstory is a little bit much. So like,
Yeah.
obviously as a little kid, you get your like little head cannons, right? Because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You just don't know, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, is that like his brother or something, or like what's the deal with that? Because obviously I didn't play Sonic Adventure 2. I just didn't own it. I played it later, but like at the time I didn't know. I had Sonic Heroes, and then he showed up, and I was like, who is this guy? It's just like him, but like not.
He looks cool.
He looks cool, right? I was like, is he like his brother? They got beef all the time, but they're like the same though, right? Like he's fast. He got the skate shoes, which is really cool, right? And I played like Shadow the Hedgehog, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always disliked the fact that Shadow is like technically like 50 something years old. But like the secondary
yes.
thing that I like kind of was like was the fact that like the Maria stuff, I'm a cheer for it. When that happens in the theaters on that third Sonic movie, I'm a cheer. But what always threw me off a little bit was the idea of, especially going through the Shadow the Hedgehog game, is that he's connected to this group of like aliens. Like it wasn't bad enough. Because I'm gonna be honest, one of the biggest gripes with Sonic as a franchise is that they really don't know whether or not they want humans in the game or not.
Yeah.
In the early series, it's just Eggman, and you're like, that's fine. He's just the only one, and it's whatever, right? And then obviously later on they're like Maria, and I'm like, I can't wait for this child to get shot because it's gonna hurt. They're gonna show it, sort of show it. They can't not do it. Like, if you're gonna choose that character, you gotta do it.
If Shadow's in there, and
you gotta do it, right?
It has to happen. Either a black screen or an actual bullet wound. One of the two.
One way or another, that kid's getting shot today.
Yes.
But and someone mentioned also, I'll admit this. Someone was just like, it's just so extra that they would laugh at it. But like as a kid, I was like, I felt that. I didn't laugh at it. And I'm gonna be honest, as a kid, you don't realize the gravity of what happened until you get older, is what I'll say. Because like as a kid, you're like, oh yeah, like Maria died, she got shot, unfortunate, because you're like also a kid, right? So it's like, oh, that sucks. When you become a teenager or an adult, you go like, oh, that's dark. Like, it hits you how bad that is. Like,
damn, wait a minute.
After
hearing this, wait a second.
Don't we have
busting
fun?
caps and children out here. Not even the most dangerous of villains, bro. That's bro. Marvel villains. A bunch of Marvel villains don't even kill kids. Like niggas like the Rhino and like Daredevil, like fucking the Kingpin and some other characters draw lines at killing kids. Like they just do.
Sonic Pride is like, what? There was a line?
Well, look, the government executed an order, possibly 66, and
Basically,
the
the Sonic version of Order 66 happened, and that child got murked on
and
screen.
Everyone had to die.
And I don't know. And I'm
you-
gonna be honest, it's so dark, but at the same time, I also don't understand, even as an adult, what the hell Gerald was researching that required the military to send niggas up to space to be like, wipe the whole station clean. Like, what?
I guess they found out about the black arm stuff, the shadow being infused with that nonsense. That's the only thing I can think of.
But like, I guess. But that's always been my like weird thing about this is like, like it's associated with like, why is this cool hedgehog associated with these weird aliens, man? And they're like obviously super edgy. Like their name is like the Black Arms, and there's like what is it?
Black
Doom. And then his like underling that is like Black Death or something. It's like,
Mad
wow,
God.
that's really
Black Bull.
these are really edgy names, guys. But I'm like looking at it and going like, why? Why did you have to me personally? The idea that there was like, in order to make the ultimate life form, you just had to shove alien goo into this like hedgehog we created, and I'm just kind of like, why did the ultimate life form take the shape of an anthropomorphic hedgehog? How did that happen? I mean, I guess the idea,
He look cool, though.
the way that it's talked about a little bit, is that he wanted to make someone that like Maria can like get along with, and so he made a cute little fluffy animal creature and go like, hey, look, you know, play with the hedgehog that's gonna save you one day because we're gonna experiment on him.
The main
kill
reason
you.
is because apparently Gerald found the ruins of Angel Island and that mural of
Oh,
Supersonic
okay, that's right. That's
defeating
fair.
Eggman.
He does look like Supersonic a little bit. That's fair because the quills
That's
spike
why.
upwards and okay, I get it.
That's the reason why he has that design of a hedgehog.
Okay, that's fair.
The whole black arm stuff, maybe there's it's aside from the fact that the reason why he was created and probably the DNA was used is to create a cure for Maria.
Yeah,
but
no, I
we
got
know
that.
how
part.
that
part's
went.
easy. I was like, that part's no, totally get that.
tried.
You're just trying to save your granddaughter, but like, it's one of those things that I look at and go like, it's a little weird, right? This DLC leans into that even harder with like the weird polymorph shit that he's doing, and I'm like, you know, some of these really cool abilities. Some of these, I don't understand how you just don't do that by default, because you kind of already do. And then some of these are kind of like, man, because I'm not gonna lie. There's a bunch of people that saw the wings and was like, oh, cool. Like, yeah. I saw the wings and was like, what the fuck are they doing to Shadow, bro? Like, I'm going to play this game. What the fuck is going on, bro?
I saw that and I was like, what? Wait a minute. Hold on.
They gave my boy wings?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Davon, did you never see?
No.
Yeah, in the reveal trailer, it's like the first thing they show off.
Oh.
Is like Shadow having this crazy transformation. It's like a power-up, right? So it's no different from like the Wisp in previous games that like, Sonic gets from time to time that like turns him into like a crazy thing for a little bit. But like in this version with Shadow, it's like it's not like it's like a little power up you just pick up. It's coming from within, like it's the power of the aliens.
The Dark Arms, yeah.
I mean, I know.
Imagine essentially like, whatever it spawns out of him essentially is kind of Venom-esque.
But like,
yeah, he's got like symbiote wings going on.
Like, but
like,
he be running though. He be sliding.
He do run. He do be sliding.
Oh no, he be sliding. And to be honest, one of the abilities, the whole like surf shark thing, doom surfing.
The doom surfing.
I don't understand that part because of the fact that he can run on fucking water.
Yeah, no,
he can hover on water.
That was the
but
one.
It still looks cool. He's surfing now.
That was the one that got me the most. I'm like, wait a minute, can't you run on water? Why do you need this mantis to surf?
He can fucking fly, technically. If you remember correctly, in Sonic Adventure 2, he literally flies for a second and then teleports and kills a bad guy. Or good guy,
one of the things that they do off rip is that they change how Shadow moves a little bit in comparison to how he always moves. So when Shadow reaches his top speed, he's not skating anymore. He's just flying because his jet boots are just propelling him forward, and he's using like his chaos powers to just actually just fly. Like when you hit top speed with Shadow, he's not running anymore. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, right? Like that's different. Like when you hit that boost button, that's what you're doing. And like I look at that and go like, wait a minute, he's not making contact with the ground at all. Why does he need the surf? he's like literally flying.
I wish he was still skating, personally, in my opinion. But you know, it works. It makes sense for his character.
What it does is that it implements something that's like always been a thing about Shadow, right? Which is the deal is that like the shoes plus his natural abilities are what allow him to equal Sonic in speed, right? Because Sonic's always he's foot to ground. He's just sprinting that fast. Shadow's like, nah, man, like these hover shoes plus me makes me as fast as you. And so like it implements that in a way that you're like, okay, yeah, no, it's definitely the shoes that are keeping him at this speed at this point.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm like, that's cool.
For me, whenever I played Adventure 2, seeing that, having that in my face all the time, I just kind of got used to it. Yeah, I kind of wish he was just skating and boosting, you know?
To be fair, though, the deal is that... my bad. The deal is that apparently, according to a lot of the Sonic lore stuff that exists, is that both Sonic and Shadow, specifically Sonic, as he gets older, he is becoming stronger and faster, like just by default. Like he is improving just by aging, essentially.
Yeah.
So Shadow do the same?
Technically, yeah, because he's like of his own like powers, right? So that's kind of what they're doing with the like Black Arm stuff that's happening a little bit, where it's like, oh, he's getting these new powers and stuff because like he's part alien, right? And I'm like, some of them I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. Like the Doom Spear stuff, that's kind of cool. Doom Blast, I kind of look at that and go like, I feel like you should have been doing this from the beginning, but like, it's cool. Like if this is just gonna be a part of what you can do from now on, that's like really cool. But at the same time, I'm like, what? Because what it really is an up kick that he then teleports to the opponent and then kicks them into something and then teleports again as a means of like transportation. So he's like technically doing Virgil shit without actually putting a sword in somebody. Which I look at that and go like, could you not do that before? What? It's cool. The Doom Spear stuff is like you ping a bunch of them and he throws like chaos spears at everybody at everything. So
just a little fun tidbit. I skimmed through this like when I got the game and everything, but in the book, apparently Maria helped out designing Shadow's shoes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's hella
it
cute.
makes it kind of wholesome. I
It
hate
makes-
it.
Hella wholesome.
It makes the shoes wholesome, unless you hate it.
No. I hate it because, like, damn, more emotions.
Okay. Apparently, Maria got the shoe game on lock, man. She would have had like a Korean fashion for sure, cause
Yeah.
them shadow shoes look cool as fuck. And then on top of that, homie be just skating all over the place. Like, them things useful.
Yeah.
She would have changed the game out here.
And and funny enough, this book is actually in the game. You have to collect the
Yeah,
items,
no, it's the
essentially.
journal, right? Yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, it's
I
the
haven't
journal.
I
Yeah,
haven't looked through
you
it.
can find that in game too.
So basically, Devon, what I'll explain about this is that like the game is like, well, Sonic and Shadow Generations. Sonic Generations, when it came out, was a celebration of like the entire franchise as a whole of Sonic, right? Like it was the best. It's basically like Sonic's greatest hits, but like as a game, right? So you were going through levels from the past, some of like modern day and then present stuff that was at the time, and they just did a really good job at realizing both those. So you had like you played like as 2D Sonic and you played as 3D Sonic, and like each stage had like a reimagining. So like all the old stages had 3D reimaginings and all the new stages had 2D reimaginings. So you just played through that and it's like, oh yeah, nah, and like the whole time you're going through some of his greatest fights, some of like a bunch of like challenges that let you kind of play as other characters a little bit and let you see other things. They had a bunch of art stuff, things like that, right? Just stuff that lets you key in on like stuff from the past, essentially, just like concept arts, things like that. They was like, look
gave
at
it all.
all this really cool stuff from Sonic's history. With the addition of this shadow stuff, they have even more stuff. They was like, bet you didn't know we had this, and I'm like, I did not. I did not know you had this. Why were you keeping this a secret?
For
Like
now.
there's a bunch of concept art. They got stuff for like music. Like I think every Sonic song,
Every
with the
sound.
exception of like, well, I was gonna say sound thing, but like every Sonic track I think is in here, including Shadows, with the exception
wouldn't
of
be
like
surprised.
specific games. Like I think they leave out. I think they leave out like the RPG one. I can't remember what it's called right now. And I think Rush is in there. I'm pretty sure Rush is
I'm
in
pretty
there.
sure Rush is in there.
And I was like, oh shit, they got Rush in here? Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Wait, RPG, the Dark Brotherhood? That
Yeah,
one, the
they
DS
didn't.
one?
They left that one out because that
Okay.
one's not the best one. Apparently, there was a big thing with like the soundtrack on that one where they had a really good soundtrack, and then they couldn't get like the rights or something, so they had to like remake the entire soundtrack
Oh, wow.
within like a week, and so like that game just doesn't have what they would consider their best quality music, right?
Yeah.
And that's fair. Like they had to redo it from scratch and was like, bro, we got a week and I don't even think we can recreate some of the things we did for this game. But like the Shadow one does the same thing, right? They have the journal like you were talking about, which is like even more like tidbits into like lore stuff, and you're like, oh shit, I didn't know that was a thing. They even got his motorcycle in there just for funsies. It's really stupid.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh my god, this is so
Yeah, you
great.
can walk up and sit on it, and that's like its own menu.
You can.
Yeah, like that's its own
didn't know
menu
about
if
that.
you walk up and sit
I
on
gotta
it. That's
try
its
it
own
out.
thing. Because I saw him get on,
so-
I'm like, oh, this is so stupid. It's so fun, but it's just he just has his gun motorcycle for some reason. I'm like, you can run faster than this thing, but hey, Sonic has a hoverboard.
He likes it.
He
He
yeah,
likes it.
that's what I assume. He likes it, and he'll never admit it, but he just likes driving a motorcycle.
That's actually funny enough. That I think I was in the Archie and or IDW possibly. I'm not totally sure.
He just likes
I'm
riding.
pretty
a
sure it's
motorcycle.
Archie. He's just like, yeah, I like that bike. It's a nice bike.
It's a cool. It's a cool bike.
So I think I think it was like Cream or Amy riding it, and everyone was asking, "Why do you have a bike? You run so quickly, or you skate so quickly?" It's like I like it. It's a nice
cool.
bike.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Um, but like, I will say this because I think one of the coolest things about this is that in the original Sonic generations, they have all the state like the not open world, the menu overworld between how you choose and select worlds and go to challenges and stuff like that. Um, it's 2D, right? You're always running on this 2D plane, and it's like that. The Shadow one, because well, obviously, Shadow was never in the 2D games. Um, is 3D, and I'm telling you this now, Leon. I'm pretty confident that this is what the next Sonic game is gonna look like. I will put money on it.
Yeah, we talked about this. They're testing it out. Make sure it looks good.
But it
People
feels like
it.
yeah,
So,
it feels like
like-
they're just testing.
Like we're
it.
gonna have a hub world where it's just like this, but then we have stages that we can just
Yeah, because like
go over towards.
the number one thing. Okay, so technically speaking, Frontiers, the way it works is that they were trying to hand out an open world formula, but the idea is that it is a hub world, and you go from where you're at to different levels and stuff like that, and then you fight the big boss that's in the hub, except that it's a big open world area. And then the
Yeah.
number one thing everyone said is it's a little too big, a little too empty, right? Don't really need all this. Like it's nice to run around this fast, but like you're running around this fast and a lot of nothing. So I guarantee that the next formula we're gonna get is a much smaller hub world, like how Shadow Generations is doing, with levels that probably have more than I would hope more than 2x, right? Probably something more akin to how Frontiers was doing, where they have like what was it, 5? Granted, the levels are really short in Frontier, but
I think it
it's
was
a
like
little
6
different.
or 7, depending on the area. 6 or
Depending on
7.
the area, yeah. Well, they have multiple acts. So like the idea would be like, hey, go to this part of the island. It has like 5x, right? Go to this part, 5x. But it's smaller, right? Like it's not. But like everything there utilizes some aspect of like Shadow's new abilities, right? And so the idea would be you would do the same thing with Sonic, right? Where it's a smaller area, but everything in it's like really dense, right? So like you're using all of your abilities to maneuver around and like do stuff in this little hub world, and then you go into levels and then have a proper level. Also, side note, have to point this out because it just came to my head. The levels in this game are some of the longest Sonic levels I've played in a while.
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
This is let's get content.
And like, okay, I have to point this out because it's really weird. Because like, Sonic games are like about what, like 5 hours, 6 hours, right? They're not very
think
long
so.
games. This whole package deal, the Shadow DLC, is about the same size. It's like a 5 hour game, so it's the same size as any Sonic game. I always found that they've always had this weird dichotomy where like most people are like, hey, games should be kind of longer and more worth your time, but how do you make a longer game when the entire deal is to run through the levels as fast as possible? And with some of the games, their answer was, well, we'll just make a bunch of short levels, like a bunch of shorter levels. And that's like not about like Frontier's answer to that question is we gave you an open world and a bunch of smaller levels to play around with. Forces tried to play around with that, and everybody was like, "Get that shit out of here," because Forces,
It's Forces. Yeah.
Forces is Forces, and levels in Forces are ridiculously short. Like you can even tell some stuff was cut, and I'm like, "How are you cutting things from a game that's already short?" But like for this one, I'm like, there are some of these levels I'm going through, and I'm like, damn, it's still not done. And I'm like not mad because I'm like, yeah, nah, more level. But I'm like, this is gonna be really difficult if I gotta restart this one at any point because I'm me. And if it's anything less than an A, we're restarting that bit. Like that's how that works.
If it's less than an S, I'm not.
I'm willing
I
to,
gotta
for the
redo it.
sake of progress, I'm willing to allow myself, because an S is perfect. There's no reason to ever go back to that stage again, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So the way I treat it is, I go back and get the S ranks, but it's gotta be an A. Like I don't progress unless it's an A. Now some of
Now,
those
once
levels,
I get the collectibles, I again immediately go for that S rank because that means I know what to do. Sometimes I actually have gotten the S rank immediately.
Yeah, same.
But actually,
I've done that too. There's been a couple times where I'm just like, actually, several times where I'm going like S rank off rip.
actually no.
Same
Only the
ranks.
second act so far. I've only got the immediate S rank. First
Nah, I've had
acts,
some
I
where
have
I'm just
not
like,
yet.
Yeah,
I have not done the
easy.
first acts yet.
I will say these 2D levels are more enjoyable than like anything in the base game, as far as
Mhm.
2D levels go, because they aren't locked in as much. They kind of play around with the idea that like it's 2D, but they want you to see ahead because Shadow isn't the same. So they actually tilt the camera
Yeah.
and do more interesting things with the camera for the 2D levels. But like, and the 2D levels actually surprisingly not that long. It's the 3D ones where you're doing the full boost stuff where you're like, this level has
They
been
have whole
going on
stage
for-
transitions.
They do. I was like, there's some levels where I was playing it and I'm like, I haven't hit the stage transition yet. It's coming. It was like, and that's a whole extra bit of level onto the alone. So it's like I was doing it and I was like, I still have not hit that damn stage transition. It's gonna happen too. I still got level after that too. That's like that doesn't even happen inherently in the middle. So I'm like, I was just going through it. I'm like, dang, some of those stages I actually really liked playing through because
Yes.
what happened is that one of the themes that I've noticed, Devon, I'll say this, is that not only if Sonic Generations was like Sonic's greatest hits, right, like the best of his levels, Shadow Generations is them getting another shot at levels from games that might not be considered the best. Also, it's just stuff that Shadow was in, right? But like some of it is like for instance, they put another 06 level in, and it's actually, I'm gonna be honest, one of my favorite levels in general because I never got to play 06, and then seeing how 06 was, I'm glad I didn't play it. But
Project 06, that's all I'll say.
artistically, Sonic 06 has some crazy shit in it. Like the number one stage I always wanted to play for Sonic 06 was the one that Shadow was in, right? It's the one with the eagle where you fly around the kingdom. Kingdom Valley.
Oh, Kingdom
right?
Valley. Kingdom
Yeah.
Valley.
And like all of that stuff, including the last bit where because I don't know why, but as a kid I saw this and was like, it just stuck in my head, and I was like, this sounds like the coolest thing ever, and that game was trash. But the idea of like running through ruins that was in a tidal wave that's like crashing down, and like the water area, like towards the end of that stage where it's like
Mm-hmm.
circling over it, like that's in there. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. And like
Wait, the
grinding
Mox
on
Beat
like the
section?
air. Yeah,
No, that's a Sonic stage. That's a Shadow stage. That's a Sonic stage.
it's both. I mean, it's in there though. They put that in there.
Oh, the whole water like crashing down. Oh,
Yeah, the
no,
water-
because
yeah,
you
the
air
water-
gliding.
they-
Yeah,
they
you
put
air
it
glide.
there.
Okay.
Like where like you're running through like the ruins as like the water is like coming over like overhead essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in there. Cause like that was the last bit of the Kingdom Valley stage. Is that part, and I was like, oh shit, I'm actually getting to play this version of the stage I never got to play. Like something that like as a kid I thought was like super cool, and just never got the chance to touch it. And I'm like, that's really sick. This stage, it kind of lives up to what I was thinking. It's kind of sick as fuck, but it's a reimagining that's like good though. Like it's in a good game, so I gotta worry about that. But like, I'm gonna say big up because it's like it's been 40 minutes. Big ups. It's just been us
Yeah.
gushing about the fucking Shadow.
It
DLC
really
the whole
has,
time.
yes.
Fuck.
Sonic.
Hey man, it's good.
it's a good game.
it's
So I've only done the first two stages because I got caught up in getting all the collectibles and everything in that variety. But once this is all over, and maybe tomorrow probably,
This is why I
get
said
back
for
on
the
there,
sake of
do everything
progression,
again.
the A rank, not the S rank. The S rank's not hard to get. I'm not saying that it's difficult, like at least for me and you, but like for the sake of
I know it's
progression,
not. I'm just always looking around. I always look around.
for the sake of progression.
Yes.
Because I'm not trying to speak, like I'm not trying to blitz through it either. But at the same time, I'm like, I can always go back and do these stages. I want to go back and do these stages, so I'll just go back later and do these stages. But the Sonic DLC is great. well, the Sonic
Shadow.
Shadow Generations is great because the base game it just got a nice fresh coat of paint. It was already good, right? Sonic Generations was already good, and then they added chows. They said, hey, look, you can find a chow, well, 3 chows in every level now, and I'm like, new collectible, cool, right? No Chow Garden, but they have a Chow collection. That's fine.
The chows were the best part.
They kind of are. It's sick. It's cool. Leon, real quick, do you have anything?
No, I'm gonna cut myself because we did so long.
Devon, you basically just sat here and listened to us rant about Sonic for like a while.
Indeed.
What did you do?
Thank you for my turn. I've been waiting for this one. All right. Time to glaze. Y'all ready? All right.
God.
Oh my God. Yeah, you right, man. You ready? You know I'm about to glaze. The One Piece fan letter.
Oh shit! Nah, he right. Let's glaze. Go for it.
Yeah, it was a beautiful little story. I'm not really gonna say anything because it just came out.
It was that beautiful.
It was that beautiful. It was so good. I was like, I'm gonna show this to Aaron because I want to see because he has no idea. He thought it was great story. I was like, damn, this shit transcends everything.
A certified One Piece hater even likes this. That shit's crazy. I didn't even know you showed it to Aaron. That's crazy. Cause me and you watched it and was like, this shit fire.
Yeah, once I saw that Aaron watch, I was like, oh, I trust everybody.
No, I will say I haven't personally watched it yet. I'm planning to. That's going to be the next thing I probably will be doing.
Damn, we can't even talk about it like that.
Exactly.
No, talk about it. I know the concept.
No,
Go ahead.
but like,
it's not really. I'll say what I want to say. It's like it's a beautiful little story, and I loved every second of it.
That's really cool.
Watching it with Dao shut up, it was crazy. He was like, "Not enough Luffy." I'm like, "It's no Luffy in it."
Luffy's right. He's actually in it. He's right there. He's like,
yeah, he is.
We need more
Because
Luffy.
the concept of this story is essentially instead of seeing what the Straw Hats are doing, you're seeing how the Straw Hats have impacted everything else in the world.
Pretty much.
how they affect everything around them. It's definitely what you see. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
So that's an interesting concept. I can't wait to watch it.
Yes. It's one of the highest rated movies ever because it's considered a movie, even though it's 23 minutes.
It really is considered a movie?
Yeah,
I don't know how it's
special.
considered a movie. It isn't special. It is
How long is the special?
23 minutes.
I don't know how it's considered a movie.
How is that considered a movie?
I don't know what they're considered.
I don't understand that concept, but okay.
He said it's considered a movie, so hey.
Hey,
I mean, sure, but
It might as well be a movie. That's how good
it is the highest rated special ever.
I mean, if you're going after that concept, that means a lot of the episodes recently would be considered movies.
No, apparently this is a straight up movie. I don't fucking know.
Because that stuff kind of, honestly, it kind of rivals Ufotable a little bit. Not like completely, but most definitely up there.
It's
like
a known
the
special.
craziest squash. What is it called? Stretch and squash I've ever seen is what I'll say. The way they use like irregular line work is immaculate. I'll actually say it's really, really cool. But like at the same time, I'm also gonna be like, Ufotable do be having some crazy detail stuff. I'm not even trying to glaze Ufotable right now. I'm really not. But like, as a person that likes animation, I think One Piece is awesome. I can definitely see how someone that does not understand how animation works looks at One Piece and goes like, "This shit looks ass." And I'm like, I would disagree with that person.
What you
heavily.
understand?
But
I could tell when they did
know.
the hand drawing, like they did every fucking frame.
Yeah.
I'm like, chill, bro.
the fact that the dap up is crazy. The dap up as a that's the hardest dap that has ever existed, and I'm not glazing it because the only thing harder than that, the only thing harder than that glaze. I mean, the only thing I am glazing, but like the only thing harder than that is the actual things it's referencing, which is obviously Predator, right? The Predator dap is like the classic. It's what everything is inspired off of. And then the Marvel versus Capcom one, which is also what it's clearly inspired by. It's got energy. It's got the same energy. He's like, "What's good?"
One Piece is too good. We're blessed to have that in this earth. I hate to say that, but it's this damn. I'm glad I became
really
a
good.
fan of it.
It's really good. To think that you not too long ago was definitely hating on that thing.
Yeah, but I said fuck it.
I was like, it's too
I watched a
long.
little adventure. Loved every
Little
second of
Adventure's
it.
crazy.
I even like the fucking
Little
the arcs that
Adventure's
people don't even
crazy.
like.
Like what? Like the Foxy Pirates?
No,
So-
fucking Skypiea.
Skypiea is cool. Actually, I don't know
People
why
like
people don't like
Skypiea, from my
Skypiea.
memory.
Yeah, people like Skypiea.
People are like, man, fuck Skypiea. And I'm like, well, why don't? Like, because I'm going to be honest, for me, Skypiea is what got me into the show. Like, there was a couple early adventures that, like, I caught on TV, obviously, like, with, like, Zoro and Luffy. And, you know, like, I think the one where they pick up Usopp is something that I remember. But the actual
Village.
arc that got me to be like, oh, yeah, nah, I think I actually want to really check this out if I get the opportunity was Skypiea. Like, I just liked the stuff that happened there. And then Skypiea got followed up with the Foxy stuff, and I was like, bruh.
It was like the real honest adventure. Ever since they got the crew, like, all right, let's go do something.
Yeah.
End up
I
going
was
up.
like, this is cool. And then obviously I think the thing that follows that, well, actually it's a big leap, but like
It
the
does that
next
little like
big thing
marine
that
thing.
follows- yeah, the next big thing that follows that is obviously Alabasta, right? Because
Yeah.
Alabasta's crazy, and that
For
one's
me,
good too.
Alabasta's what got me personally. That whole gum store moment, and then Zoro cutting steel. This is another good
Oh, those are
one.
not great. I'll admit
my
this
God.
though. I'll admit this though.
Too much glaze.
I went back and looked at that arc, bro. I feel so bad for Crocodile.
Yeah.
He
That dude
won.
Dude, he did everything right. As a villain, he did everything right and still lost. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. That nigga did not play around.
It was a fucking crackhead, bro. The fucking crackhead got him.
He definitely murdered Luffy, for sure. He buried that man. He's like, that man is not getting out of this. It's over. Like, he beat that man multiple times and was like, it should be it. We're done, right?
Thank God for Miss
move forward
Sunday.
with my plans. Nah.
I love me Miss Sunday.
I was like, damn, bro, that's not even fair. He fought you enough time to figure out your weakness was liquids. And then he used the blood of his fist to beat the shit out of you. And he's just like, bro, are you serious? I've killed you multiple times. I've done
very
everything
true.
right.
He was cheated
And he had to go to
because he fought Luffy.
And
That's the only reason why.
he had to go to jail because of that too. After that loss, like damn, bro, I lost everything to this fucking guy and had to go to jail. And then he broke him out. Does he hate him though? Like
He lost his title of a warlord.
He respects him,
He
apparently.
lost his crew.
He's like, you
he
did
went
it.
to Impel Down.
Yeah, he
Because he's
wasn't
helped him
a
out
six
from
of them.
time to time. So he doesn't hate him. But I kind of would be like, bro, I don't even know what to do with you. Because, like, how? How am I supposed to feel about you?
Another arc they don't like is Thriller Bark.
I remember that one. People didn't enjoy that one that much.
It's all right. I think Nightmare Luffy is kind of a cool idea.
Oh, it is. I enjoy
fun.
it too.
I don't know what people's big beef with Thriller Bark
Like
is. I think it's fun. I think it's just
I think
it's,
it was like
it's-
too slow and a little too silly.
That's
possibly.
It's
Yeah.
very much a One Piece type adventure, though. It's like,
Yeah,
this
it's a
is
spooky island.
for sure something they would do.
Yeah.
And then they got the obvious meme from it too, where it's just like the zombie comes up and he's like, "Nope, just put it back in." just put it in.
Nah, I'm good. I don't want to deal with that.
Nah,
Just shove it back in there. Like, I'm good, man.
nah, I'm good.
God.
No
If only
zombies
that could
today.
work in an actual zombie apocalypse. Like, oh, hey. No, just go back in.
If it was mystical zombies that popped up out the ground, yeah, sure. It was like, nah, we're just not dealing with that today. but-
push it back in there.
All the virus ones that've been happening in a lot of stories, I don't think you can
Nah.
put them back, bro. I don't think you can just
Nah,
put them
just,
back.
you could try.
I think you
One
can
Piece
just
logic.
put 'em back.
It was a
Just toss him
season,
into the ground.
arc that introduced Brooks. I guess.
It is, yes.
Love Brook. Brook is cool. It's cool as shit.
And it was the moment where we found out Sanji wanted the invisible fruit.
Mm-hmm.
for his passion.
for his
Bruh.
freaky shit, and eventually he just gets it. He just gets the powers because he got the suit. Okay, we could talk about
And
One
then
Piece
he lost the suit.
for hours.
We could talk about One Piece. for hours.
Like there's too much. There's too
There's actually
many
a lot.
fucking
We could
arcs
have
to
a
go
One
through.
Piece podcast.
Like
We really could.
holy shit. Like what, bro? I want to rewatch it just because. No, I can't. It's too much. I will
But
move
what
on to
else?
something else. Amanim. Did you know that Vox Machina finished?
Oh, we didn't watch those last episodes, did we?
You did not watch the last episodes.
Yeah, because you'd be watching it. I mean, you're watching it with Daquan too, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that explains that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, you'd be watching it without me, but I'm like, no, he's also watching it with like one other person.
Yes, sir. Maybe he was down.
Aaron
like,
counts, but like Aaron is supposed to be watching it with me, and he's also watching it with someone else too. So like, I don't know. The only person I got to watch it with is watching it with other people. So like, I don't know what to say.
we got to get you to watch these because it's
Yeah, no, I want to watch them.
is
Newest episodes. that dropped.
great how they finished the show.
Cool.
I was shook because I was like, I thought it just ended like that. I was like, oh, I guess it's over now.
I thought this was gonna be the last season too. I thought that was the whole point.
Like,
It's
no,
not.
there's more, but oh wait, there is more.
Now here's the thing. So I will put out context. The people who are currently in this podcast right now, and I think Aaron maybe have actually no, that might not be true. Have not listened to the obvious podcast that exists, Critical Role. So this is our way of experiencing that. I'm probably gonna do the same thing when the Mighty Nine show comes out too. I'm just gonna experience it that way. I've already have the understanding that things have changed according to some stuff. Okay, I don't know what happens in these next couple episodes, right? But like, major spoiler for the show about to come up in 3, 2, 1. You better be gone. So when Percy dies, that doesn't happen in the original series. It's from my understanding, and I'm like, what? Like Pele told me this, so I was like, I don't know what they're doing then, and I know that they're not following super closely, right? But like, I don't know what they're doing either. If that makes any sense. And maybe those last 3 episodes might give me some context. Maybe. But like, I don't know. Because apparently it's supposed to be following the events of like the campaign that happened in Critical Role. So now that they've been making some of these changes, and some of them are obvious stuff for like a show, right? That one is like, I don't know how the show continues because he's technically supposed to be in a lot of these scenes. I don't know what they're doing with this exactly. And sure, I'm missing 3 episodes, so there's obviously like some context, and Devon might be sitting here being like, bro, you don't even know right now. But like, I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering how they're going to, that's kind of a major thing to go missing from like the show. You know what I mean?
I was so shook when they just killed him. I was like, what? No.
So that's why I'm like, okay, we'll see how this plays out. I'm not really sure how this is going to play out, but I'm looking forward to it just for the simple fact that they're now doing stuff that like not even not even people that have watched Critical Role can actually like, you know, foresee.
I'm imagining the people who've watched it like, yo, wait a minute, this isn't supposed to happen.
They're
Wait a
pulling the
second.
Scott Pilgrim, bro. They're
I'm
pulling
on
the Scott Pilgrim takes off.
Funny thing, like when you asked me to watch the episode when Percy died, I already watched it with Daquad. I was like, you were hyped to watch. I was like, okay, sure. I guess we could watch Vox Machina. I was like so depressed because I had to experience it again.
He just knew that it was gonna be bad again. Like, oh, my chest. Not again.
But you were like smiling. I'm like, damn, you don't even know.
Yeah, no, I didn't know. I wasn't aware. I was not aware. But that being said, dude, we're gonna watch that. Vox Machina is good. Continue to watch Vox Machina because it's cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool ass show.
Well,
I
sure.
can't wait till the new series comes out. I don't know when that one's coming out. I'm assuming after this is done. They're working on it now, obviously, but probably after this one's done.
Oh shit! The remake of Fishman Island comes out tonight too.
Oh, that's crazy.
Tonight?
Yeah, and I know this is gonna be like One Piece / Sonic podcast, but Oda's apparently answering 10 questions in this episode.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
they better
Interesting.
not be basic bitch questions,
How big are Robin's titties?
bro.
I think that's already been solved.
I'd be so mad. I think
I'm here to
I'd
confirm.
actually be so upset if they're like, I want cup sizes, and I'd be like, bro, there's like way more important things right now we could be answering right now.
Nigga, check the wiki.
I need to know.
We're over here doing basic shit. But what else, my guy?
Oh, nothing else really. I've been doing that. What games I play? Oh, I like Addiction and Risk of Rain right now. Like those mods are perfect.
Oh, that's
I'm,
good.
I'm unlocking like all like the side things, all the relics.
Ah, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Gigas.
Yeah, and there's one relic that
Leon is like
you can
obsessed
have-
with just being Reggie
we
Gigas
can-
for some
I
reason. don't
just
know why.
want to get him to the end.
Bro,
We lost. I'm so mad.
We did, yes.
because of you.
I
And
did
the
kind of
Reggie
kill
Gigas.
myself because I was just in front of his ass. Like
Oh, I
the
was
final
right.
guy.
I was trolling, so you
I was
actually
like-
threw.
I was like, bro. But that's
No, to be honest, I honestly thought that I'd survive because the punches that I do
No.
can heal me.
No.
So I thought, oh yeah, I'll be good. Nah.
has
He said
all
no.
of your powers and mine.
All of your powers.
He was not a good friend. You were not out healing
Mythics
whatever
is
he
a
did to
weird
you.
fight because I've realized you have to. There's like
Uh,
there comes a point in the game where you have to just not acquire anything in order to beat him, and I don't
Nah.
mean like
Yeah,
not
I'll become
anything,
too
but I
strong.
mean like yeah, like you if you go there too strong, he just wins. And I'm like, that's wild that's how that works.
Yeah.
if you're
I'm
too
gonna try
strong,
to,
he
I'm
just
trying to
wins.
outdo him.
You need
You're
like
a
multi-hitting
god.
attacks though.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have something that hits like a bunch of times, you could actually like get a bunch of your items back off rip and then just continue. But something about how he works, bro, is just like damn. Like every time, I'm too strong. He makes sure you pays for it. He makes sure, which then makes me go like, well, if he's the one boss that's gonna make sure you pay for it, let's just not fight him as if we're too strong. Because now we have options in that game.
We do.
Now we don't have to just
I
fight
can
him.
just quit.
You don't?
I mean, you could just obliterate yourself and just quit. I mean, yeah, no, you
Oh.
can. There's multiple endings to that game. Like Mythics is the original like fight that you had to beat, and then you escaped and you got the little ending thing. But
Mhm.
you can fight the one in the void. You can fight the sun god one, the brother. It's up at the other location, the green location. Like there's
Uh-huh.
a couple different endings for that you can just go
Oh, yeah.
for.
I that's been my slight addiction on the side.
Interesting.
Yeah. Other than that,
Interesting.
dealing with kids at work. They throw shit at me.
Yeah.
Kid got mad at me. He asked for chicken nuggets. Did not have chicken nuggets. Those are fit. Because he has no chicken nuggets. Very fun time. I don't know what to do about that. I can't give him chicken nuggets. But funny thing I
You
did
got
later.
punched in the dick.
And, oh yeah, and then also I got punched in the dick. Later that night, I ordered chicken nuggets. I did that like
Just a troll, just
Yeah,
a troll subconsciously.
Yeah, Daquan was like, you got chicken nuggets anyway? You look at I was like, oh shit, I did.
That's funny. It's crazy.
The chicken nuggets. Kids are fun.
Sure they are.
Uh-huh. That's pretty much my week. Keep it chill, keep it light. Oh yeah, Don episode 4, you gotta watch that, man.
Yeah, I'm not sick.
Yeah.
Always watch Don. Don's awesome.
And man, that's how I started out the episode, to give me your banana.
We didn't even get to talk about
That was your choice.
I
That was your
know,
choice,
I
mate.
forgot to
We
mention
started
it.
the episode with that. Don Don's cool. This is our insertion for Don. Last episode we talked about Don Don too, so that's what's crazy. So I kind of want to talk about Don Don again. Not because Don Don's bad, but like obviously the new episodes came out. Don Don's good. Guys, go check it out. Like, if you haven't been watching it, go check it out. We're not sponsored by it or anything. It's just fun. What else? I guess it's my turn.
Yes.
Talk about Sonic.
Nah, I'm playing Stellar Blade. Stuck on crazy bosses. Right now, Stellar Blade's sick. I'm having a lot of fun going back through that game, mainly because of the fact that like Hyo should not be named was playing Wukong,
Is he?
and because of that, I was like, I need to throw hands with something like that. And so Stellar Blade was like the closest thing I thought of, so I started doing that. So I'm prepping myself up for that Nier DLC. I don't know what it's about to be in it. Might be really cool. Might be not as cool. Look, I get the costume, and that's kind of what matters. It doesn't really matter. Anything else is probably going to be added. Is going to be a story, because Nier can't help themselves, and also they'll do anything for money, according to them. they'll just do it. So why not? But like, I'm hoping that drops. Apparently, it's dropping this year. They didn't give us a date, so I guess it'll just stealth drop whenever it feels like it.
Fuck it.
What else? I was playing the demo for Metaphor Replantagio, because Persona, but fantasy and racial political topics, because that's fun. And then I realized that I didn't actually have to play the demo because I have the Game Pass, so I could technically just be playing the full game and not have to worry about transferring my save over. So I guess I'll be
Oh,
restarting.
so you didn't know? It didn't tell you on Game Pass it was coming out on that?
Well, I knew it was coming to Game Pass, but my brain didn't click because I was too busy thinking about the demo and how the demo was already out.
The demo propaganda got you. Like, yo, look, there's a demo coming up for this. Look at the demo.
Because the demo came out like a while ago, and it was like, it's free. You could play like the first 9 hours. I heard the demo was lengthy, and then you get to carry your progress over. So I'm like, well, yeah, I'm just going to play the demo, right? Like, that just makes sense. And then, like, obviously, the game is now out now, and I'm like, I didn't even have to do that. I could just play the game right now because I have the Game Pass. And I can't transfer it over because the demo's, well, I got the demo on PlayStation, so I'm like, yeah, there's really no point in me like in playing this demo now. And I'm like, fair, because what I was gonna do is just play the demo for the first 9 hours until like maybe a paycheck rolled through, and I was like, a certain paycheck rolled through, and I'd be like, all right, I'll just cop it now, right? Like, I can just go get it, right? I can get the game. But now I really don't have to do that. Not only I own the game already, I didn't realize it. So I'm probably gonna get to that at some point, only because it's a Persona, and like it's actually made by the same people that made Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. So it's gonna be lengthy. It's also a JRPG, so it's gonna be long by default. And I'm kind of struggling with beating games right now currently. So like, I say struggling, I'm kind of like been trying to chop away at some longer games. So I haven't been playing a bunch of smaller titles like I usually do. Although there was one smaller title I did play called Katana Rama. I recommend it. It is just about this little ninja cyborg, little ninja cyber robot that's doing cool ninja stuff on a bunch of enemies in order to progress through rooms. You have to basically chain attacks to chain enemies into a combo, and then when you hit the right number, you can exit through the room, like through the door, because the door will have like a certain number on them, and it'll take away from that chain. And you want to continue that chain and get it all up, because certain enemies also have like special things. Like some enemies you can't take out unless you have a combo chain of like 10. I'm just throwing out a number, right? And so like you have to plan around taking out X amount of enemies first, and then taking them out, and then hitting the door. Because when you take them, or maybe you just don't, like you maneuver around them while they're firing at you. It reminds me a lot of Shinobi, like the PS2 game Shinobi. That was a cool game. Reminds me of that, but way easier than actual Shinobi. But it's Katanarama's really cheap. It's like a couple bucks. You could have fun with that one. That's my recommendation. Reading wise, Don. A lot of the same stuff too. So Don, Just a Goblin, and I actually haven't been reading anything else besides those two. I have a couple ones I want to read but I haven't started yet, so recommend those as well. But we do have to get out of here soon, and at least get ready to start prepping.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do the thing. We're gonna close out.
A thing.
Okay.
Hey, so you guys, we like you guys, and we like the fact that you listen to us. So
Yeah.
if you want to ask us questions, you can hit us up at paperplayaction@gmail.com. That's paperplayaction@gmail.com, or you can jump on to either Threads or Twitter, which for some reason this is still sticking in my head. I don't know why Pele called us out for not having a Threads, even though we had a thread the whole time. But that's paper_action. You can hit us up on either of those locations, the app formerly known as Twitter or Threads at paper_action. That's the tag thing for those. Just really threw me off on that one. I'm just so confused.
You know what? Just because that happened, throw it out one more time, just in case they didn't hear you.
Paper_action on the app formerly known as Twitter, or forget about that one, on Threads. You could just send us a message or follow us there, and we'll have updates for things there. Besides that, you can hop into the description, give us a little tip or something like that to just kind of support the show in any way you can, or you can go to our Patreon. Our Patreon not expensive. It's like $1. You can sign up for $1. It'll be fun. Helps us get stuff out. Helps us kind of, do a lot of things actually. Lets us do, like, it actually gives us more motivation to work on certain shows and try to get things out a little bit more efficiently. And honestly, if we make enough money there, we could just get an editor and things could just come out on time, all the time. That being said, we're working on that stuff. I will say that there's obviously a couple episodes that need to be worked on, and some other shows that we wanted to start but have some difficulty starting them, to say the least.
So your PC to lock in, Amani.
Yeah.
It's not just my PC. It's a bunch of stuff.
There's other things.
There's so many things.
No, tell technology
There was
to
one
lock
project
in.
we were trying to do, but that didn't that didn't sail whatsoever.
Hey,
That one still needs to sell. We're trying to get
it's gonna get done. Believe it.
It's gonna get done.
Believe it.
That being said, it's like we're working on trying to get some stuff
Name this
moving for just everyone in general. So hopefully we can get that stuff rolling out soon. That being said, the number one thing we want to do is thank you guys and help you guys spread the love.
Spread the love.
Spread the love.
Spread the love.
Because we out here. And we just, want you guys to share us with people that you also think will enjoy us. Because then we all get to talk about, the stuff we talk about with people like you and other people that also like it. And you guys get to talk about those things together. Because that's how that works.
Spread
we
the
are
community.
all spreading
Add
love
more to the
to
community.
have a community. Let's go.
Yes.
And it's just nice to
that.
be able to talk to other people that like the things that we like. So, spread the love so that we can talk to more people that like the things that we like. And you can talk to more people that like the things that you like.
You
and
will
then
not
we
feel
just
ostracized.
vibe.
Do not worry.
Don't worry. You will not be ostracized. We say that. We've definitely drawn some lines in the sand of people we would definitely ostracize. But
No, ostracized.
I will say this. Chances are you're not one of those people. We still care about you. And some of those things that we've definitely made fun of on here can be overlooked. Some of them can be overlooked. Because, not because we're desperate or anything, but like, you're more than just one bad opinion, right? Most people are more than just one bad opinion. Unless that opinion's really, really bad. Then, and it kind of tells you a lot.
Yeah.
Certain opinions are like, wow, that just tells me way too much about this person, and it's like I just don't want to know more.
He
But
shall not be named says a lot of that sometimes.
well, not. No, I'm thinking something a little bit more drastic. Like the
Uh,
Nazis, we have a hard stance against.
yeah.
Like those guys, yeah, that would hard stance. But without further ado, we will bring this one to a close. So we bid you adieu.
Farewell, be safe.
Dad.